Yeah, so I'm in a dark place at this time. I'm reaching, I'm trying to find something. And again, it's not the thing that I end up connecting to is not a positive thing. I have avoided, for the most part, I have avoided the people who are my friends that I grew up with that don't have the same interests and aspiration that I have with sports. Sports drove me to something. It drove me to school. It made me go to school. If it wasn't for sports, I might not have made it past the 10th grade, probably. Okay. But because sports was part of my program, it made me go to school every day. Because if I didn't show up to school, I couldn't play on Friday. If I didn't show up 2 days, I didn't show up a day, I miss a quarter. If I ain't show up 2 days, I miss 2 quarters. If I ain't show 3 days, I couldn't play in a game. So I was going to be at school because you wasn't finna take a quarter of me killing these kids out here away from me. Okay. So that took me to school. But once I got to that place where your mom is pregnant and I'm in a dark place, I let my guards down and I began to partake in the life of my friends' lives, what they are doing now, right? And the things that they doing take me from 0 to 100 in a matter of months. So between me finding out that you were coming into the world and me going to jail was a matter of 5 months. So I lived a whole life. I lived a whole setup where I was doing all this different types of things that you do not do normally, right? To some people would say normally, but in Black America, it's more normal to probably do some of these things that I do as a young Black man than not. Okay, when you come from where I come from. Right. So I'm reaching and then I get out there and things are happening in a way where I totally lose myself. I'm lost. When I say lost, I don't even recognize myself no more. I can't even see who is this person? Right. To the point where I decided that I didn't want to live that life and you were on your way here. But to show you how God worked, the night that I said, I'm not going to live this life. This ain't going to be my life. I want something better. I want something better for my son. And I'm choosing to go the other way now. Right. And the very night that I said that, the very night that I chose that in my heart is the night that I go to jail. And from that moment, everything's changed. Everything.
My life begins without even knowing. None of this happens.
Your life begins and my life is changed forever. I can no longer walk the normal walk that the next person can walk. I have to walk different now. I have to go about the thing with that to get to success, to get to a place where I'm going to have me success. I have to go different. I have to choose different now. My fight is going to be a different kind of fight now. Directly impact your life. Directly. Because of who your mother was, what age she was, what age I was, I am transitioning into being a man. Your mom is not yet. So for me, I had to make choices that was going to allow me to live for you, not die trying to do something, right? So I chose to leave St. Louis. And that's, again, here we go with the whole cycle of life.
What you got passed down.
The whole cycle of life is happening again, right? Where, okay, I'm not with my son. The thing that I did not want.
Happens because you don't have no choice.
You understand? The thing that I did not want, the thing that I was trying to figure a way away from to try to figure out how I could became anyway. But I was choosing better then. I was choosing to be better then when I left. So even though it changed your trajectory, it changed your path, it changed the way you will forever understand how did you come and how did I grow and become my father's connection to my father. And my understanding was, as long as you've known, what have you been doing?
All my life, from that point, it got changed because now you in my life, but you have that distant connection. So you got to fly. And I mean, I don't know when I started. I know as a kid, I got
Baby.
pictures, I got pictures, but
From the beginning.
but my life from remembering of going to school, but I'm having to, travel to Houston, spend some time there and be living back in St. Louis, but without having a dad in my life because you're not there, But as a kid, you don't know that. I mean, as a kid, you don't understand that fully.
You trying to live normal.
Yeah, but
you just trying to go to school, enjoy yourself, come home.
But you don't have that, and I don't have that. You didn't have that, unless I was there, you wasn't right there. And it's not it's a physical presence. You wasn't, you wasn't right there as a physical presence. And that's a different thing. Cause like you said, your mama say something 3 times and, but it's a little different with every parent, but when you ain't there, you don't got that father figure. And this is happening in not only my life, it's happening all in America, all in the Black America is happening.
You looking at your friends.
Yeah, they ain't got their daddy.
I'm looking at my friends. Ain't none of their daddies. Most of their daddies ain't here. Right? This is happening in my neighbor's house. This is happening at my friend's house. This happened at my cousin's house. This is happening at most houses I'm going to. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, and for me to be able to, kind of see, obviously now I'm in the world and now that you have moved, because that's just what's for the better. If you stay in St. Louis, who knows if the same thing doesn't happen to you like it happened to your dad, like it happened to your dad's brother. And now I'm not able to tell my son who his grandfather is, just like you only telling me stories.
Yeah.
So, that kind of changes, and that's fast forwarding all the way now to me having a son. But growing up, that's what I'm seeing, traveling back and forth, not having you right there, to living with you to start school, but short term, to changing to just coming every summer, being there for some months and then be back, all of that changed from the backstory of, at the end of the day, that path you chose to take. Obviously, you chose to say, all right, on this day, I'm going to stop. But it happens. But you still had that path you was going on that led you to even being locked up, to say, all right, now I for sure have to leave to be able to make a better future, Yeah. And my life changes without my control. And that's what that's the truth. Yeah. I ain't in control of that. I couldn't control that you wasn't there in St. Louis. I'm affected.
Daddy's not there to take you to school. Daddy not there to tuck you in, to wake up with you in the morning. Not that you don't ever have it, right? Because you got it. I made sure regardless, and you know this, regardless of whether I had money in my pocket or I had no money, whether I had negative money in my pocket, I made a way to make sure that you got to me, that we got to spend time together for those months in those summers. But I was making a conscious choice to do those things because of the things that I experienced in my life. And I didn't want, even though you were 800 miles away from me, I didn't want you to feel like you didn't have your father. You understand? And that is part of the process in turning the thing around, right? Even though we go down a path, even though our trajectories are going a certain way and we being pushed down a certain way, a certain path, we can get to a place where if we start making those choices, if we start making that right choice this time and then try to make a right choice again and the right choice again and the right choice again, and the right choice is not about just providing materialistic things to your children, right? Like I had to learn that before I ever knew that with what happened, because they got provided it. My father got provided it, all the material things, right? I had to learn that it wasn't material. It was the time that we spent together. That's why we still sitting here having a conversation today, because it's the time that makes the difference, not the money so much. If I love you and I show you I love you, and I show you I love you consistently over time as I fight and I claw to get up and claw to get up, that's the thing that matters the most, that I was there, that I was trying. So I try to change your path. I try to impact the path for you in a way where even though I'm over here, I can't let my son be over there like that. I still got to make sure that I can give my son the things that I didn't have when I was just a baby. When I was just a baby and I didn't know nothing, and I wasn't connected to my daddy because I was a baby and I didn't know nothing. Okay? Instead, I made sure that it was going to be me and you. We was going to spend some time together. You was going to know I'm your daddy. I love you. I will whoop you, but I love you. You understand? And regardless of what it is that I'm going through in my life, it ain't going to never be about some money when it comes to me and you. If I don't have no money, I'm the same father to you as if I had $1 million. I'm the same father. So these are the type of things that we have to work towards in order for us to change that cycle of, I don't really have that. I don't really have that with my father. I don't really have I didn't have it. And then I had to try to find it. I didn't have it. And then for me, by the time I got to the point where I was strong enough, because at 13, that's really where we begin to get some strength. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? A little bit of strength in you at 13 years old, where I can have some confidence. And before I could come into my maturity and come into a place where I could just talk to my father openly and freely and just be relaxed and we have a good time and talk and I could say whatever is on my mind, feel like I don't have to be holding things back, he was gone. So I never got that chance to let that part of me out with him, you know? And that's what I fought for with you. I fought for that. I didn't just let it just go by the wayside and be like, well, it ain't that important. It ain't, I ain't gonna put that much. If I don't have it, you don't come, because I don't have it, right? Now don't come to me. Nah. Come. If I gotta scratch up some pennies, if I gotta convince somebody to buy a buddy pass, whatever I got to do to get you here, and I got 2 crackers to rub together, you coming over here with me. And then we gonna suffer together. You gonna suffer with daddy and we gonna be over here together. And that's the thing for me, that it changed me too. Having you changed me. Having you gave me a purpose. Having you made me have to pull myself together to a certain degree so that I could be what I needed to be for you.